Oranese. On moyo. So, cameraman Bianso.
Pax Christi Nigerian Catholics. Now I know Father Oloma ended this particular post that is going viral with the words Udo Dirigi, which literally means peace be with you. But clearly, his post has not been creating peace. It has been creating a lot of violence. But we'll get to that in a moment. Pax Christi Nigerian Catholics, and another opportunity to say to you a happy Easter 2024. So the Easter celebrations have come and is still ongoing, especially in the light of the fact that we are still in the octave of Easter, at least according to the Catholics, the Church's calendar. However, I just want to reflect on a few things. First off, a few pictures had been circulating online about an actor who tried playing the part of Jesus in the traditional Passion play that normally takes place during Holy Week. And sadly, all things went south when the actor who was trying to play Jesus fell from the pole that was constructed to serve as the cross. Now, a little research showed that this picture, or the pictures that were circulating online, had actually been taken from a video recorded in the year 2016, and yet people were circulating the pictures or what would look like the screenshots of what happened as though it happened in 2024. As of course is common in the internet, people can make something that happened years ago look like it happened last week. Well, clearly, this was not the case. It appeared as though it even happened in a very far place, not even close to Nigeria. Of course, it happened in an African country. But it just goes to show how sometimes these passion plays can turn into comedy shows or comedy skits, if you like. And it's kind of hard to contemplate the mysteries that are hidden in the life, in the death, in the crucifixion, the death and resurrection of Christ during these passion plays. Sometimes, as it takes place in our various parishes, a lot of the people who dress up as the soldiers or the women of Jerusalem or even Mary may have good intentions, but sometimes the parishioners who participate in these passion plays do not necessarily come there to meditate on what the church is celebrating or commemorating. It's more like they come there to entertain themselves, hoping for some mistake, some error, some accident, so that they can laugh. I hope and I pray that those people behind these stage presentations put in a little bit a little more effort into presenting these passion plays so that it doesn't look like it's some kind of comedy show. As much as we can try our best, as at least a lot of us noticed in some parishes across the country, there was evident effort made. The costumes were kind of okay. They tried their best to make a very good impression so that the people who both act these scenes and those who watch them get a feel of what it actually looked like during the crucifixion and death of Christ. And that is very commendable. But then I hope that we change our perception and our expectations when we go to watch passion plays. That we are not there for a comedy show. We are there to contemplate the mystery of the death of Christ, what it means for us as believers, what it means for us as Christians. We're not there for a comedy show, okay? And as much as accidents like this can happen, we should try our best to focus more on what the passion play is meant for. And then this is also a lesson to those who organize these things. Try your best to organize them well. That poll was extremely high. It wasn't of course, well, probably the organizers wanted to make the passion play as realistic as possible. But hey, you're not Mel Gibson. You're not a professional filmmaker. And even if you were, there are some things that you have to put into consideration. A lot of things, actually. And when you don't have the resources to do that, you cut your coat according to the size of your cloth. You try your best to make do with what you have and not put your actors in danger. Hopefully, the lessons have been learnt. Okay, so to the trending issue between Mathias Ezeaku and Father John Uloma. A couple of hours ago, Father John Uloma wrote an open letter. Now, clearly, Father Uloma's letter was received by this Mr. Mathias Ezeaku. If there is anything we can take from this response, where he said basically how a father without children spoke to a father. Let me just read the text. This is what he said. A father without a son or daughter wrote an open letter to a father with 5 sons and 1 daughter. I will soon reply him. So that was basically his response. So obviously he read or he saw, because, well, we can't really tell whether he read it. The post was quite long, but he saw it clearly. Otherwise, he wouldn't be writing that on his Facebook page. So now we go for a little bit of context. Who is Mathias Ezeaku? Mathias Ezeaku is a Nigerian traditional religion worshipper. Okay, his full name is Mathias Ezeaku Ejiofor, and he was born on the 26th of February 1970. He is the founder of the Omenala movement, a businessman, an Igbo high life musician who hails from Enugu State. He has been described as a singer, a philanthropist, and the founder of Igbo Love Themselves Charity Foundation. Originally, he hails from Enugu State. He's a native of Nsukka in Enugu State, but currently based in Anambra State, Nigeria. He is Igbo by tribe and an African traditional religion worshipper by religion. What is interesting here is that he was born into a Catholic family, and his parents are Mr. and Mrs. Ezeaku Ejiofor, who are from the Enugu community. He has siblings, brothers and sisters, including a certain Chinelo Ezeaku, his younger sister. Mr. Mathias Ezeaku is married to Mrs. Janet Amarachi, and he has 6 children, 5 sons and a daughter, including twin boys. Alright, I think that's basically as far as we can go concerning a brief bio on who Mathias Ezeaku is. Now, the bone of contention here is simply this. He has been known to call out fake pastors or fake Christian ministers for a long time, or maybe not a long time, but for quite a while. That's his stock in trade, and he's basically he created this movement for the quote destruction of Christianity, right? And he has been doing that for a while. He has quite a lot of followers on various social media platforms. At least on Facebook, he has over 100,000 followers. So clearly, there are a lot of people who are moved by what he does. Now, Father Oluoma's letter was basically to address some of the things that this man is getting wrong about everything that he's doing. The summary of the letter is this: you can't throw the baby with the bathwater. Basically, that's what it is. Okay? That you have fake ministers of the gospel, that you have fake Christians, does not mean that real Christians don't exist. Real Christians do exist. Alright? But you cannot call Christianity a nonsense religion simply because you have fake pastors or fake ministers of the gospel. Even Christ told a parable one time of the wheat and the weeds, where his angels came to Jesus and said, "Master, didn't you plant wheat in your field? But now we come and we are seeing weeds planted amongst the wheat." And Jesus said, "An enemy has done this." And the angels asked for permission to pull out the weeds. And Jesus said, "No, let them grow together. At the time of the harvest, I will tell you what to do." The wheat, Jesus concluded, will be stored in his Father's barn, while the weeds will be thrown into internal fire. Okay? So, Mr. Mathias Ezeaku, yes, is correct by calling out fake pastors, calling out fake ministers, people who call themselves ministers of the gospel, but who are clearly exploiting the ignorance of the people, okay, for their selfish gains. So, Father Oloma said he is right about that. He's right to call them out. He's right to criticize them. He's right to point out those things that they do that are wrong. What he is wrong, or where he has gotten it wrong, is to completely give a blanket judgment. Okay, say the whole of Christianity is bad because of these few people that are practicing what is not true Christianity. And you don't do that. You don't say the whole medical profession is bad simply because you have fake doctors. You don't say the whole of the nursing profession is bad simply because you have fake nurses or you have bad nurses. Okay? You don't claim, you don't give judgment over an entire population or an entire race simply because you have bad citizens. You always have bad citizens. You always have people who will break the law. Does that mean the entire nation or the entire country is bad? Certainly not. You don't say an entire country is worthless simply because you have a few citizens that break the law. And that is the crux of all Father Oloma was trying to say in his post. Call out those who do wrong, but do not just throw out a blanket on everybody and say everything about this entire entity or this entire group of people is bad simply because you have bad eggs amongst them. You don't do that. Alright? And Mr. Mathias Ezeaku, if he's really serious, will change his name. If the whole of Christianity is bad, hello, why are you bearing Mathias? Change the name. If he's really serious, he shouldn't continue going by Mathias Ezeaku Ejiofor. He should change his name. Say Amadioha. As somebody once said in one of the comments on Father Oloma's post, change your name. Because Matthias, the last time we checked, is found in the Gospels. He was the apostle that was elected by the 11 to replace Judas Iscariot. Matthias was a Jew who was elected to replace Judas, who betrayed Jesus Christ. So if he's really serious about this Omenala movement or whatever it is, if he's really serious about it, he should change his name. If all of Christianity is bad, he should start with changing his name, basically. He should walk his talk. Okay? Him going out and bearing that name is not entirely being true to his movement. If he really, really wants to be true to his movement, he should change his name. But beyond changing his name, what is wrong is wrong. Okay? It's good to call out what is wrong. But you don't condemn the righteous with the guilty. And as Father Ulama said, all of these good things that you use in our today's world was established because Christianity existed. If Christianity did not exist, you wouldn't have universities. The core foundation or the core purpose or the core foundation of universities is the Christian faith. Every good thing that we can point to started from the Christian faith. He gave an example with the Wright brothers who invented the aircraft that we have today. Their father was a Christian. In fact, their father was a minister. Okay, he was a cleric who had two sons who developed what today is now solving transportation problems across the world. And we can go on and on and on. But the point of Father Oloma's post is this. You do not throw the baby with the bathwater. You don't say because you have quackery in the system. You don't say because of that, every single thing about the system is bad. No. If that's the case, then all the nations of the world should just disappear, because you have bad citizens in every single country. Does not mean all the countries of the world are bad. Well, hopefully common sense will prevail. And want to thank Father Uloma for taking the bull by the horn. He really caused quite a lot of internet basbos, but I'm sure he's used to it anyway. So hey, he's Father Uloma, so he wouldn't change from who he is. So I want to thank Father Uloma for this open letter written to, what's his name, Mr. Mathias Ezeaku. Alright, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.